Hey everybody, Tony and Chris back for another Blue Collar Beer Gourmet review for the
Hi
Tiger Sock
everybody.
series.
The Tiger Sock
The
series.
Tiger Sock.
Your personal
The
favorite
Tiger
series.
Socks.
Yeah. Mine actually, well, you actually says
Oh, yeah.
socks. Mine
Yeah.
doesn't say Tiger.
No, that's true.
This is the away
Detroit
jersey.
Socks. Yeah.
Hi everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
We're back.
We're
gonna do hopefully a better beer this week.
Yeah, we've got another growler to kill. This is one of the growlers that I took to a 420 party. Did not finish it off, but this one we drank considerably more of than the Avocation Tweaked Pomegranate Saison from Craft House. This is one I'm sure many of you out there have at least seen a story about on one of the beer blogs or pictures of on Untapped.
Or just spreading.
Untapped or Instagram or Tumblr or whatnot. But today's selection is where did I put it? Oh, you've got it, yes.
I gold it.
You got it.
I gold it.
The Hemporer Pale Ale from New Belgium Brewing.
That's a jug of beer, people.
And that is a 7% ABV, was not able to find IBUs. What really surprised me is that there is no rating on Untapped. There are 2 check-ins, no rating.
Yeah, that's especially because it's a large brewery. I mean,
Yeah.
We're talking New Belgium, right?
Exactly. Successful, not corporate.
And the beer that's been kind of, making news. So why are there no reviews for it?
I have no idea.
It is on the shelves, isn't it?
And the thing is, if you look it up on Untapped,
too,
it has a very strange, like elongated name about stogies and hops and something other.
One of his growlers from Seattle, Georgetown. Brewing.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I've never had anything from Georgetown.
Really?
Thanksgiving Day, I went into
full of surprises today.
Went into Gravity Beer Market in Olympia, Washington, and if you're in Olympia, I strongly encourage you to make it over to 2nd Avenue and check out that store. Great bottle and beer shop, and Roma, who owns the place, is really cool. Also, there's a wine bottle shop directly behind the place. So if that's your choice, exactly. If you're into beer, you've got a friend with you who's more into wine, send them over to that shop while you go get your beer, your bottles and cans at Gravity.
Yeah.
But I went into Gravity on Thanksgiving Day to pick up some beer on my way to my cousin's house who lives in Olympia. And we picked up, it was Everybody's Naked in the Woods, in the Backwoods, because it was a combination of Backwoods, Everybody's, and Naked Brewing. All 3 had combined to make this beer, and it was called Everybody's Naked in the Backwoods. And
depends on what state.
I'd driven all the way from Tacoma without a growler, and so I had to buy one. And the only kind that they had was the clear one. So as you probably know, you don't really want light is sort of a death to beer. However, it's also
beer, yes.
it is an incentive to finish up your beer quickly too, because a growler really about after 2 or 3 days, it's kind of like a bottle of wine. After 2 or 3 days, you're.
And this isn't a big growler, so you could definitely the party wouldn't clear like this out pretty much 1/2 gallon. Yeah. So. Yeah, and like you said, light is not a friend of beer, so
let's more reason to finish it off and see. That's hats off to Total Wine. They've got the system definitely going. Now this you should. Yeah, I can already smell the hop. I can smell the dankness. Is this referred to as the dankest beer?
Yeah, it's escaping in the garage. Other people are going to come over like, Tony, what were you doing in your garage?
Tony is somebody who never has done a bong hit. Is probably about to go, whoa. So,
yeah, well, I've had that one hemp beer that an old friend of ours that we used to work with, Lance, brought. Remember that
the one that I made? The homebrew that I made? Yeah. Over at Lance's party?
At that point, I just wasn't ready for it. I was like, what's this? And I tasted it, and I'm like, please don't take this personally, but me, personally, I'm not going to like this beer. So
I wasn't crazy about the hemp pale ale that I made either. This is much better. You're going to like this a lot better.
I mean, the aroma is just, it's overpowering. Yeah. Seriously.
Well, and the thing is, to smell it, you find out that hops and hemp are like cousins, basically. Right. Not surprising at all. I mean, it isn't.
Catnip, pot. Yeah. And I figured since it's a hemp, and maybe Beavis and Butthead would be appropriate last. For all of us that would sit around and watch Beavis and Butthead and either smoke pot or drink beer or both. Yeah. All right.
Huff paint, whatever works for you. Whatever gets you through the day.
Whatever gets you through Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. Historic brewing glass from Flagstaff, Arizona. Okay, Mr. Rouse, Mr. Blue Collar. See, and you think I'm such a good pourer, I can't even handle handle the damn jug, man. I could probably go a little bit more than that. You're all, keep it coming, man. Keep it coming.
Well, that's the thing about growlers. I love about them is, I mean, you look at it, and that's 64 ounces in that glass right there,
Yeah.
and you just go, wow, really? I mean, that's
Right.
that's five and
Yeah.
one.
It's
Five and a third beers.
It's a little misleading. So yeah, you got kind of a Pilsner color going on. I mean, it's a pale ale, so
it's dank. It is definitely.
it's extremely dank. I mean, if this spilled on your clothes, you'd have to change. Because cops would probably be like,
got medium low carbonation, I would say. A little lower than you'd expect for a pale ale. Of course, it did come out of a growler, so.
True.
And this is Kill the Growler project. So.
Kill the growler, kill the growler, kill the growler. Michael O'Toole, you're gonna love that one. I could just see him commenting on just that alone. He quotes his Bugs Bunny. Oh, look at you. Yeah. So you get pulled over when you're driving home from my house, and
fortunately, it's legal here in Nevada. So.
That's true. Yeah, you're not getting bothered by it.
So I have actually had this. This is Tony's inauguration.
My maiden voyage. Yes.
So
New Belgium. Cheers.
Let's begin. Cheers.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say, it's coming through a little more alcohol-y than it was the other night.
I'm not getting much carbonation though. I mean,
no, you're not. And let's see, this is less than 48 hours after it was filled, so it's still.
But you know, we took the lid off. It made that little noise, so I thought and I poured it, and there were some bubbles, you know, going on. But doesn't it seem like it kind of got flat, kind of quick?
It does, yeah, it does, and.
I think it's robbing the experience for me. I don't mean to be, you know, nitpicky or anything, because I can tell by the taste of the beer that it's probably, when it's nice and carbonated and cold, it's probably really good.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's good, but I think it's been a little tweaked because of.
It's a little alcohol-y, and it's. I've got to say it was better Friday night, that's for sure.
Yeah, because he told me already that he had it, and he's like, I think you're really gonna like this beer, and I do like pale ales, and I don't know, it just seems a little watery, flat, and
boozy. It's
boozy, very boozy.
That used to describe it. Don't, however, let this shy you away from this beer.
No, I would like to try it again.
Grab it in a bottle, grab it in a can, grab it on tap.
And I plan on doing that. I'm gonna buy it.
And I will say this:
refrigerated.
If you're going to buy a growler, make sure you finish it off that night, or if maybe the next morning you can do a little hair of the dog.
Right.
But honestly, this is not the same
it's not
beer.
the same beer you remembered 48 hours ago.
Like I said,
someone switched it out.
If you look at the math, it's it's like 42 hours ago that this was filled. So.
Well, that's kind of an interesting review then for that. So, because we've never done beers out of a growler up until last week. So,
actually, we have. Remember the old school brewing before they went out?
We did that together?
Yeah, the Paper Ninja Star.
Oh my God, you have such an
IPA.
incredible memory, man.
It was right before they closed. I went over and I grabbed a couple growlers.
Yeah, I just remember old school. I don't remember like names of the beer. I don't remember us having a growler.
I brought over a red and a Paper Ninja Paper Ninja Star IPA. It was called, and it was in a
incredible memory, man. See, that's why I've always thought this guy belonged in the beer business, because he just fires off,
Despite getting drunk, I still managed to retain some memories. So I think maybe this just needs a.
I'm intrigued by it. I think I'm going to give it another shot, but buy it like I buy all my beers. I walk into a store, I grab a 6-pack out of a cooler. I do not buy my beers room temperature. Whenever I buy something for the first time, I go out of my way to find it in a cooler. There have been times where I found a beer like this. Here's a beer, here's a shelf, here's room temperature, and I'll take it home, refrigerate it, and then open it. But with this beer, I think if it's nice and cold and carbonated properly, I think it's going to be good. So as of right now, I'm going to score it 3.5, and I might go and edit it and change it and make it a little higher. So.
Yeah. Friday I would have given this probably a 4.0. Now I'm probably down to a 3.25. It just like flat and boozy. They're the only two things that come to mind, really.
It's almost like you just picked up a glass. Like you wake up the next morning, all the people at your party are either still sleeping on the floor or they hit the road, and you recognize your glass. No one's put a cigarette butt in it, so
Exactly.
you go ahead and do this, and you're
Uh-huh.
like, oh man, this
Oh.
thing. What happened to this overnight? That's kind of what I feel like right now. You know? It's like,
Yeah.
but I think it has the
It's
potential.
still an easier growler to kill, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's considerably better than last week's beer.
Yes, indeed.
News coming up now because this is going to air.
This will air the first
Just
weekend of May.
Okay, so we're going to be into May. Today's the 22nd of April. So early May, this will be posted by Mr. Rouse here. And shortly after that is the 12th annual Lee's Beer Experience, which we have spoken about in the past to you guys. If you're in Vegas, May 19th, Saturday, it's located at the Thomas and Mack, which is a very well-known arena here in town, and it's right next to UNLV. Very, very, very easy to find.
If you were driving into town,
Right by the airport.
Probably just put in Thomas and Mack into your, into your navigator.
Yeah, it's a landmark here. It's a long-established landmark here. Plus, it's right by the airport. I mean, you could walk. You shouldn't, but you could walk there. Anyway, this year. It's at the Thomas and Mack. It has never been held at the Thomas and Mack before. I am a little critical of one thing. In the past, they've always had the Lee's Beer Experience at a hotel. So people, get there, they get a little carried away, they drink it's a 4-hour thing. So if you're pounding these things on an empty stomach, you're going to get sloshed or possibly sloshed. So in the past, you'd be like, I got a hotel room, I could just I could stagger my ass to my hotel. This is Thomas and Mack. This is the sports arena. This is where the UNLV Running Rebels play. So the nearest hotel.
Well, that's the thing too. Is even if the hotel it was in was all booked up, you could at least walk out the door, go down a little bit, or take a quick Uber, a $3 Uber over to another hotel and check them out. But
closest major casino hotel would be
Terribles, I guess. That one, or the former Terribles over on Paradise.
That's pretty close. Tuscany would be close by. You're thinking of Silver Sevens. If you're looking for a hotel on the Strip, the MGM Grand would be the closest one to Thomas and Mack. There's a Motel 6 pretty close by, which has a big neon sign, So there are options, but of course it's better. I plan on actually just parking somewhere nearby and walking.
If you are looking for accommodations for that, like Tony said, probably a Strip hotel is one of the few times I'm actually going to recommend Strip to you because it's closer to the Strip than it is, say, downtown or Arts District. Or,
MGM Grand, New York. Excalibur and Tropicana are all.
And we got plenty of Uber drivers in this town, so
there's
no excuse for driving drunk here.
Yeah, there is not. There is no excuse. We got Ubers and Lyfts. If you're at a red light and you ever look around, you actually can see they got a sticker. They got a sticker. They're freaking everywhere. Okay, any other beer news? We got a whole bunch of beer to review for you guys. Chris Leland came through.
Astronomy Ale Works, which Tony mentioned last week, local brewery. They're hoping to open soon. I think they've had a couple of setbacks based on the pictures I've seen.
The owner
some construction problems.
The owner has shared some behind-the-scenes photos of the brewery as it's coming along, and it's making good progress. I mean, they're getting the tanks in there, everything's covered, to protect from dust. But I mean, I would imagine
they had shot for a St. Patty's Day
early summer. I would imagine.
So I'm thinking, and I honestly, I'm hoping that by the time this airs, the first weekend of May, they're either open or just about to open.
And we'll get over there and check them out and report to you guys. Maybe we can even review
from there.
Yeah, if they have anything packaged at that point, we need to buy it so that we can send it to Mr. Chris Leland, Gone B6.
Indeed, Mr. Gone B6. We love you.
Try our
we love you, man.
As soon as we get them, we're going to send them to you.
In fact, next week there will be some kind of beers sent to us from Mr. Gone V6, whether they're Indiana beers or Wisconsin beers or Filipino beers. Actually, he sent us some Filipino beers. So.
We have, I think, 8 beers in my refrigerator right now for us to review.
We got some work to do.
We got work to do. All right, about 30 seconds left. So go Red Sox, go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Go Hemporer Ale, and if you grab this in a growler, just be sure to drink it soon. Until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. Cheers, y'all.
Toodaloo.